Hello and good afternoon from your Co-op Community Stadium, and you are with us for today's National League North grudge match between Leamington and Kidderminster Harriers. Some would say that there is not a massive amount of love lost between these two sides, and if you're not familiar with where that stems from, well then let me enlighten you. It's almost 40 years ago to the day since what was then AP Leamington were crowned champions of the Southern Premier and destined to take their place in what was also then the Alliance Premier League, more commonly known now as the National League. But at that moment, the Alliance controversially voted that Leamington's ground was not fit to make the step up and allowed the second place team, Kidderminster, to take Leamington's place in the Football League. With Kidderminster then going on to rise up the English Football League, it leaves Leamington fans asking the age-old question, what could have been, and always adds a bit of spice to this fixture. This is the reverse fixture from what was Leamington's second game of this season, and at Akborough back in August, these two played out a goalless draw of few opportunities. The last time these two met here at your Co-op Community Stadium, it was a bumper crowd for the last home game of the campaign, and Leamington came out firing that day. Callum Gittings scoring what was undoubtedly the goal of the season with a rocket from all of 30 yards, and if you have not seen that goal, I urge you to dig it out online. And now, both teams just come to the centre circle. We are going to have a minute's applause here this afternoon. If you're not aware of why that is, it's for the Stratford Town player, Cody Fisher, who was tragically stabbed to death in the end of last year. Obviously, two people have been arrested and charged with his murder, but all the players across the non-league system are going to come together to hold a minute's applause for what was a really well thought of player at Stratford Town. So the players have just taken to the centre circle. Byrne has also come across left-footed, and he looks like he'd be more intent in having a shot than perhaps Byrne will, but there's a three-man wall that Callum Hawkins has set up, and it's Byrne who are over the dead ball. Same name, different spelling. It'll be Shane Byrne who tries a low one. It's off the ankles of Dan Turner in the wall. However, he feeds it back out to Byrne on the right-hand side, who peeled away. Byrne gets all the way to the dead ball line, tries to put a cross in, gets it all wrong, goes straight out of play, over Callum Hawkins' crossbar and into the delighted Breaks fans behind the goal. A bit of a waste there from a decent position for the Harriers. Turner picks it up on the edge of the 18 marks. Louis Hall has a speculative drive, but it's well saved by Tom Palmer. I think that's a save that he should make, but good bit of a touch, just offloaded by Turner towards the edge of the 18-yard box, while Louis Hall was up from left back, arrived onto it left-footed, but well claimed by Tom Palmer as he dived away to his right-hand side.
And Turner did well. I mean, I think he looked to see if he could get a shot away initially. Hall kept his shot down low, but as you say, Shaun, I think that was a save the goalkeeper should have made.
I'll tell you what, Gareth Thomas, that's one of the sternest talking tos I've seen to from a referee for some time. He was pointing the finger at Joe Clark for a good 30 seconds or so, and it's the first time I think I've seen Joe Clark go back into his shell when a referee tells him off. So a quick free kick taken by Kidderminster now to Fulks on this right-hand side. He gives it back to Byrne. Byrne's the last man now, and everyone else is forward. He sends one high, hangs it up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, headed away by Street, picked up on the edge of the 18-yard box. Kidderminster try and turn one in with Brown, headed away again, headed down inside the 18-yard box, scrambled around, they try and get a shot off. It was Fremantle who had a speculative drive in the end, and it's well over the top, and it'll be a goal kick to Callum Hawkins, but just a bit of pinball in the penalty area again.
Yeah, proper goal-mouth scramble, that one. Kidderminster trying to get the ball to come down to anybody in particular. Leamington just trying to crowd them out, deny space, and eventually a shot came in, but it was high, wide and handsome.
Meredith comes forward, uses cross down the line. Cross turns now and tries to make tracks down the line. Just a little bit of a loose touch, and then it's cleared away by Richards. Headed back forward by Street. Meredith just keeps it in play with his head over on that far side, and then Cross drops back in and wins the ball well. Forward comes Walker. Walker on that right-hand side uses Meredith. Meredith now right-footed, gets an early cross in towards Turner. Turner's snap header is well over the bar. Good early cross though from Meredith, and then Turner just got too much on the header, a lot more than he would have wanted.
He did, yes. He, I think he knew he'd got to try and get an effort on goal as early and as quickly as he possibly could, with two centre-backs just behind him. So he just tried to get his head on it, and unfortunately, from a Leamington point of view, just over the bar.
Lane wins the header. Louis Hall heads it infield towards his own self, and then it's just beaten to it by the number 18 of Kai Lissamore. Lissamore just tracks down the line, and then wins it in field, comes down the right-hand side with some more again. Fulks sends a cross in towards the heads. It'll come all the way out towards Brown on this left-hand side. Brown has a snapshot. He's got that one all wrong. That one is out of the ground, out of play, and he just didn't quite connect with it as he would have wanted to. Liam Cross will have a free kick, right-footed, to swing in towards the 18-yard box. High line by Kidderminster there, just on the edge of the 18-yard box, not letting anyone inside the penalty area in a gold and black shirt. So someone will have to try and time their run to perfection. Cross, right-footed, it's a good delivery. It's in towards the far post, goes all the way forward towards Theo Street, and it's a really good save by Tom Palmer. It was missed around the penalty spot by all the bodies, and then Theo Street arrived really late at the far post, stretched for it right-footed, and Tom Palmer just dived down to his far post and just helps it around the post, and it'll be a corner to Leamington.
Yeah, great effort from Street to get it, make sure it was goal bound. It went through a few bodies there. There was Street at this near post, as you said, got it on target first and foremost. And you always say with these sorts of effort, if you just make them go goal bound, then you never know. But yeah, he could have, in an ideal world, got a sweeter connection on it. But Palmer was there.
It is going to be a free kick that'll be taken by Kidderminster goalkeeper Tom Palmer. Well, as a long ball was sent forward, the wind got hold of it. It came all the way through from the goalkeeper, Tom Palmer, and Callum Hawkins just misjudged it in the wind, and then as it bounced over his own head, he had to get both gloves to it to push it out for a corner. So, corner to Kidderminster, and as well, it's not a chance that we expected to come at all, Craig.
Well, no, I mean, absolutely not. It's just a routine goal kick. And yeah, the wind, as we've been talking about the whole game, deviated the ball a little bit, and Callum Hawkins just had to do his best, really, just to clear it from danger. Jack Lane wuthering forward, and Theo Street, big round of applause. He appreciated what happened there, the corner that was won. Fingers crossed we can get our noses ahead from the corner.
And it comes towards the far post. It's over, headed by Edwards, headed down by Street. Street seemed to be just beaten to it in the air, and it looks like it will be a corner. No, it's going to be a goal kick. I thought it might have come off a Kidderminster man. It's really well won by Edwards at the far post, headed back towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Theo Street couldn't quite get a clear header on it, and it'll be a goal kick to Kidderminster.
Kidderminster still passing and probing, looking for all 3 points. Leamington resolute.
So Fawkes with the throw in on the far side, dribbles in play towards another Kidderminster man. It's picked up by the number 7 of Tom Owen Evans. Owen Evans in towards Brown now. Brown on the edge of the 18-yard box. Brown just takes it out towards Hemmings. Hemmings right-footed cross, headed infield and headed home, but the offside flag is up. It was the number 9 of Amari Morgan-Smith who connected with the cross from Ashley Hemmings, but the offside flag was raised straight away and it won't count.
Yeah, flag went straight up, didn't it, Shaun? I was watching the flight of the ball, and out my right eye I saw the flag go straight up, but I think it was the correct decision.
So the Kidderminster fans were up straight away. They thought they'd won it late on, but it doesn't count, and it stays Leamington 0, Kidderminster 0 here at your Co-op Community Stadium. So we still play on from the goal kick. It's headed forward by Fawkes and then headed away by Louis Hall. Edwards heads one down. And it's just a bit of pinball in the middle of the park. Louis Hall just receives a bit of a high foot, but we still play on. In towards Amari Morgan-Smith on the edge of the 18-yard box. Feeds it towards Zach Brown. Brown, left-footed drive, easily saved by Callum Hawkins. And that's probably the last chance of the game. And it was a snapshot by Zach Brown from all of 25 yards. Hoofed away by the defence of Kidderminster, and it's all the way over the head of Jack Lane, who's just going to try and watch this one out of play. He'll feed it back towards Callum Hawkins. He'll just control on his left foot and then clear his lines. He throws a Cruyff turning for good measure on Amari Morgan-Smith, and that's the last action of the game. Well, it's been a game, a few opportunities. I think Leamington again will be happy with a point. It's their 4th draw in a row, but like we say, Craig, a game that not many opportunities for the match report.
No, I mean, it was tricky for both sides, really. I mean, I don't think either side could complain about their commitment, their desire. Both encounters between the two sides this season end goalless.
Indeed, it ends goalless here at your Co-op Community Stadium. It's finished Leamington 0, Kidderminster Harriers 0.
So Paul, 0-0 here in very tough conditions out there in pitch. What's your thoughts on the game today then?
Well, I think both sets of players need to be applauded, because I think considering, like you say, what the conditions today, it's it was a royal blood and thunder, entertaining game, and then obviously the people that have been up here all morning trying to get the game on as well, because it's been tough. I mean, obviously for us, the conditions of we sort of had the elements against us first half, and it does play a part in days like today. And then we come out second half thinking, right, and then sort of spins round the wind, and we got it against us again second half. So we're struggling really to spin them balls in behind them and trying to attack that space. But listen, they're a really good side. I thought they played well today, Kidder. They certainly edged the sort of from box to box. Thought we were very good on our set plays, good deliveries, clear contacts on 2 or 3 occasions. And listen, we're all here. We're all Leamington. We want Leamington to do well, and you can see how hard the players are working. Everyone's working around the place, and we all sort of want that, to get back to winning ways. But we're having to really work hard and grind out results. Whether it's Brackley here, the 2 Gloucester games, Kidder against really good sides, and and that's what you've got to do in this league. Whether we like it or not, it's not a league where we're going to dominate possession and create loads of chances against the likes of Kiddy and Brackley. It's a league where sometimes we just have to be really hard working, structured, discipline needs to be good, and it's another really good clean sheet. And I think that's why sometimes the fans stay behind the players. They can see how hard the players are working. And a game with limited opportunities, you'd probably have to say that the Jack Edwards header and the Theo header were probably the 2 best chances. But I thought, but they're obviously a big threat with, the quality they've got. And you've only got to look at the conditions now, haven't you, to see. Like I say, I do honestly think both sets of players done really well today, because for them conditions, that was a decent game. Might not have had all the goal mouth action we'd have liked, but there was certainly lots of other things to admire from both sets of players. And we take the clean sheet, we take the points, and we move on.
You said there about it being tough conditions and everyone having to work off the ball and push to get the ball back. How is it in terms of training and making the players play like that? What do you have to sort of work towards?
Well, I think obviously for us to hang around at this level, structurally, our out of ball shape, the mileage the players put in, and our mentally, we've got to be really good, because you'll get blown over by teams like Kidderminster. So that's a part that we can control. I think you can, as a team, control your shape, your leg work, your discipline, defensively being good all over the pitch. Listen, at the moment, we've got to just find a way to, for that. And we had it against Gloucester, but it's different against Kidder, because Kidder are another notch. So that's it. We keep working hard on the principles of what we can control. I think it's very important in football to make sure you're good at what you can control. And at the moment, we're doing really well at the things we can control. And maybe that bit of magic, that scenario, we had it at Gloucester second half, at Gloucester here, probably the 2 chances, Theo and Jack's. Maybe last year they were going in, but this year they're not. But, listen, you've only got to look at the league and look at the bottom half of the league and the size of the football clubs and what all them football clubs are doing to try and stop in this division, to stop in the National League, and how hard some of the clubs are working at step 3 to get into the National League, because they all want to be in there. And listen, this like you say, this is mentally tough, this league, and you've got to be able to deal with it. And if it means we've got to keeping clean sheets and keep drawing to make sure that we regain our status, and then we'll do it. But moving forward, we're just hoping that we can score a few more goals and pick up a few 3 points.